Don't walk on this side, people. It's very mucky. Wonder if this is council quads. Let's find out if it's a council quad. Nope, of course not. Now look at this, ship tie. We're over Wagon Lane locks. Or Wagon Lane lock. Part of the St Helens or Sankey canal, or St Helens and Sankey canal. Wagon Lane's just up on our left here. And as the name suggests, we would have had coal tubs, wagons coming down there. We'll go to the other end of here. Sankey Brook's just through there. You can hear it running there. Where the grey path is there, that's our Wagon Lane. I think it was about 2 years ago. It's a jumper, no. It was about 2 years ago we used to dug this out. I was speaking to some of the fellas who dug it out. Oh, we didn't even know it was here. I've known it was here since I picked up one of the first maps of St Helens, that is. So, around here somewhere, there's said to be a static engine house, or there would have been a static engine house. And up and down there, they've got too many people on the corner. But we had wagons coming down there, and on Cooper Lane too, the lane that connects up to Station Road, where the old railway was. But anyway, we would have had coal tubs landing around about here, stopping around about here, ready to get onto the canal from this lock here. It looks like we've got a turnaround point too on this lock. It's quite a big lock. Couldn't tell you how many feet, maybe 50. A bit further up, we'll go and have a look at that site now. I'll have to get the old map up. But yeah, can continue along this little stretch from Wagon Lane up to the shipping. I think that's what I'll do today. Finally get this section covered. Now we've got on a Havanah Lane. Little history behind Havanah Lane. I'll go back there at some point. We had 2 coal mines there too. One on either side of the lane coming down to the Sankey Valley. That would have been Southport Pit and Havanah Pit. And I'm pretty sure they were both financed by our own Haydock's own. Well, he's not Haydock's own, he came from Newcastle, I think. Richard Evans. Look what I've just retrieved out of the bush, my bike. So let's go over to there. Stopped literally 1 minute up the path. So if you walk 1 minute up towards Carmill, you get to this section of the canal, the Sankey Canal, that is, same canal. And this is where our canal would have ran. We filled it in here. But there's the canal. And then it gets filled in a bit over here. Squirrel in minute path there and a magpie there. Filled in there. And then you've got engine lock or Wagon Lane lock. And there was a lockmaster's house over there. I've just checked my maps. I didn't mention the lockmaster's house. I mentioned the engine master. Or the engine, which was over there somewhere. And here's a person. I absolutely love filming in public places. But if between Wagon Lane there and Old Wint Road, which is here, there's another 2 things we can mention, which was Frog Hall, which was on this land somewhere. I mean, right in front of it, and here's someone else just running straight at my camera. So yeah, we had Frog Hall along here. I'm gonna have to just pause it, aren't I? Thank you. Yeah, as I was saying, you had Frog Hall around here, which, to be honest, I think the reason this land is so flat here and it continues over there so flat is because this is where Frog Hall would have been, maybe. There's farmland on the other side there. So yeah, it's engine lock and wagon lane lock and the engine master's house over here. The owlet's nest, the owlet's nesting. That was between wagon lane and All Wint 2, closer to engine lock there. So yeah, we're gonna carry on. I'll put the OS map in now, hopefully. Every time I try to do that, I never remember to do it. But the OS map that I'm looking at, it's 1846. And it should be there. So the next one is just over that little hill there. Redgate Quay. We also had a swing bridge over here somewhere. You can see that going over the Sankey brook over there. But you've got to have good eyes to see it. And it's a bit dangerous to get closer to the Sankey brook to see it. But yeah, there would have been a rail coming across the canals and stuff here around this point somewhere. And we carry on. So that's the direction we've just came. And if we come through this, but I don't think someone's going to come and run off with my bike. Just run round here quickly because my bike is just there and St. Helens isn't the best place to leave your bikes in main paths, on main paths. And here we have the canal. That's where we've just came from. And now the canal is here. I think this is the canal. I can't be 100% if this is the canal or not, but it leads onto the canal. Is this the merging point for the Blackbrook River? Or one of the many brooks around here? Is this a brook? Is it part of the canal? I do not know. But if we follow it, the canal's there. So would there have been a lock here? An aqueduct maybe? That managed to get you up there? Onto this part of the canal. I'm highly, it's got to be a lock here somewhere. There's got to have been. So we'll carry on anyway, because there's no point in me talking about something that I don't know 100%. Come across the bridge, I should have said the path splits up here. That's the easy path to walk on. We're using the older path. This is the tow path, so this is what the horses, the tow horses would have been using, I reckon, or any of the barges needed to be towed would have been towed along this path, the older path. We're going to look at something that I've not actually seen mentioned on the Sankey Canal, and I don't know much about it. And it's this way, so we can follow the path that way if we wanted. Once again, the tow path. And we go through the woods here. Yeah, we'll just show you when we're through the woods. Right through the woods of carnivores. Yeah, sorry about me jerkiness of my camera, but you get the point. It's a beautiful place to walk. So yeah, if we come through these woods today, we find this big surprise. But you can't see it. I've got to point it out. This is Redgate Quay. And you can see where it led back onto the canal there. Loading basin, quay. Park your boats up for the night, tie them up for the night, get repairs done on your boats. And I don't see many people mentioning this, but I think this would be quite a significant mention. So I do a lot on the Sankey Canal, I do a lot of walking on the Sankey Canal. And I still find stuff, even to this day, from say 200 years ago, from the trade that came from this canal. So we're talking, it's a bit overgrown down here. But I can show you an example. Called ingots, are they? Ingots. You still find iron ingots in down here. Perfectly squared pieces of iron. It's pig iron, so it needs refining and melting down. I found copper down here. copper ore, quarried stone, perfectly quarried stone, and this is what we can see here. This. So yeah, let's see if my rock's still here, because it was here, and looks like some of the canal side's been damaged. Just put my bike down. It's nope. And now I'm in the canal. I'm in the quay. I don't know how long it's been disused for, this part now. I can't imagine it still being around when Sankey Sugars decommissioned the canal, or stopped using it. That would have been the 1960s, very early 1960s too. Nope, my big cube of material's gone. Don't know whether that's part of the canal siding or whatever. It's a piece of quarried stone potentially. But my point is that you still find bits of material down here that was quarried out 200 years ago, ready to be shipped down to Liverpool, or the copper came from Anglesey, Paris Mountain, which is quite a far way away when you're doing it all by boat and horses and yeah, crossing 2 or 3 rivers or estuaries and what have you. I think her name was Sarah Clayton, who agreed for this canal to be put up. Jake Berry was one of the engineers. Sarah Clayton donated the land, I think it was. Would have been 1750s, 1757. And if you have a look on my channel, the last canal I did was the Bridgewater, which I think was the 2nd or 3rd canal in the UK. So covering quite a few firsts. And we'll get up to the double knot locks next with another little mention. Stopping here now. We've just came out of the woods, so we'll have to go back up this little hill. So we've just came out of the woods here. And once again the path splits, it forks. If you follow the left side, that'll just follow the canal here. The canal. If you split off into the woods and it gets a bit smelly, you're in the right direction for Redgate Quay. Follow the railing and you'll see the canal side. The reason we stopped here is another peculiar one. Something that doesn't really get mentioned quite an awful lot. But we have a swing bridge here. Oh, we did have. It would be perfect for me to cross the canal right now, so I could show you the where the bridge would have actually sat when it was in not being used. You can just about see the curvature of it there though. The curvature of the wall. So there. The bridge would have sat along there somewhere. So we'll go down here and show you. A lot of people down here today. It's not usually this busy. Keeping an eye on my bike there because, yeah. And you can see a bit better now how much length this bridge actually had. It could have been a connection for the railway, or one of the many swing bridges for railways along here. But something like putting some plaques down, doing what Newton did. They've done a fantastic job with their heritage trail. There's things cropping up every couple of weeks that have just go Earlstown every couple of months and go, oh, that's new, I like that. And it's usually just a plaque saying that this was this, that was this. You are here, this was what we did here. See, there's some more of the original brickwork for that swing bridge. I'm going to finish behind the ship in, I think, may as well. That's one section of the Sankey Canal that I can say I've boxed off. This walk would take most people about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It took me about half an hour. And I'm on a bike. It's because I keep on stopping, starting, looking at my maps and then making sure I know what I'm kind of saying at least. So, we're here. We're at the double locks, the first double locks in the world. Or in an industrial canal anyway. The purpose for a double lock is to get boats from up there, down here. And they just drain water out of each lock, basically, out of each little channel they've got for the barge. They'll drain water out and that boat will go from all the way up there all the way down here by using simple physics. remove the volume of water, boat will still float. Boat will glide slowly down to the bottom of the canal, or to a lower section of the canal to carry on its journey. And I will say we've got quite a flat piece of land here. We're on the South Lancashire floodplains, St Helens is anyway, South Lancashire floodplains. And with it being a floodplain, it's all quite flat. I mean, the biggest hill around here we've got is Billinge Hill. I can't tell you how big that is, it's not very big. Then you've got Windsor Hill, that's the other big one. That's big. So yeah, we're going to just walk up this lock now, up there to the bridge. The railway used to come, so I'll show you where the railway came and then show you where the canal went. Then to the shipping and then I'm done. Let's go. Oh, the double locks. And we follow that for about 10 miles. We get to the River Mersey, Widnes, West Bank, Spike Island, Runcorn, around them ways. Canal used to carry on now, used to. It went that direction. It was this part was put in a lot later, about 100 years later, to service St Helens and the glass industry and the glass boom in St Helens at the time. So your canal now goes basically across the road. What did I do? Trying to think of the road, Park Road, I think. Crosses Park Road, and then you can see the green space where a railway once used to come through that used to service Haydock and all the way up to Goulburn. South Lancashire Railways, London and South Lancashire Railway, I think, something like that. That went along the same lines as the canal across the Merton Bank field here. Across the canal around here somewhere, and then went in that general direction. Station Road is only about a mile away from here. That would have been the first stop in Haydock, I think. Then we had loads of railways down here too. Some of them were mineral railways, gravity assisted railways. Later engines were put in. That's where we've just been down at Wagon Lane and Cooper Lane. I didn't show Cooper Lane, but they've got the same principle, free falling railways, gravity assisted, gravity fed. So from here, it's only a minute ride to the shipping, to where it all started. Let's go. Look at that for a viewer. Let's get a picture of that. So this would have been the start point of the Sankey Canal. This is where it all was started, really. So shipping pubs here onto Stanley Bank Way. Yeah, we've got a copper mill up on the right up here. There would have been a canal through them bushes there connecting the copper mill to this basin. Oh yeah, so we had coal and all sorts being loaded up on here, hence this tub. It's not an original, it's a replica. And what that would be of referencing is, it's on that side of the road. There was a free-falling railway, or a mineral railway, that came down the back side of this Stanley Bank Way now. The path's still there, it's still raised up. It's now just like a little nature loop. But if you get on that path and you follow the road parallel, that would have been the mineral railway servicing, well, this Blackbrook Quay. Blackbrook Quay, Blackbrook Quay, all the keys. Oh yeah, that's the end of it really. There's not much I could really mention about this area. Everyone knows it all. Copper mill up there. The copper would have came from Paris Mountain using this canal. If you go and have a look at, you've got the overflow for a car mill that used to feed the Sankey Canal. So, the other lake over there, that's the feed for the canals. And yeah, So it has just been, I don't know, about 20-minute video. Little things on the Sankey canal, I suppose. And you thought it was all over? It is not. The visitor centre's open, so let's go and have a look. So the visitor centre opened, it's open. Not, I've seen it open in years. This piece of timber was found during the excavation of engine lock. Some people have suggested that it could be part of a rudder whilst others part of lock gate. That could be a 300 years old piece of wood. And the engine lock, that's what we've just went and seen. That's where I started this video. There's some old masonry that looks very much like it could have been from the hall of the pub. I don't know what this is. Big chunk of iron or copper. This room used to be absolutely full of things, and look, got all the different branches here, Hawthorn, Conan Beach. So, that's Coronation Meadows project. So that's where, that's me Stanley Bank Meadows. Sankey Brook navigation is now open. Flats to Haydock and Park Collieries. That's amazing. I need a picture of this map. So yeah, looks like we're... Oh, I forgot about this one. That's the nail from the windmill when the Stanley Bank Mill. I remember reading about that one. And all the different nails that were made here. Iron slitting mill. The wasp nest. Clay pipes. '19th century pots. And a load of bits of pottery from the 1900s there. This old millstone. It's mad how we can just look at this without even reading it all. Narrow gauge rail. No way. So that wagon outside would have resembled that.